Money Maggot here, and it's time for 12 Year 4 with our Toronto Mounties, formerly known as the Buffalo Bills, going up against the Bengals. They gave me some difficulty every other time I played them. Let's see where they are in the standings. They are 6-3-1. They're a game and a half behind Joe. Joe already beat the Ravens. Ooh, I get Breida back from injury. Again. He is my number 3 back, and he plays in one formation I like to put him in. I've been putting Braxton Miller in. Guess I don't really need the guy, but he's nice to have. Connors, Payne, yes. Tajay Sharp used to be ours. Keenan Allen used to be Corey's.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and
After
from
I
the
get this
banks of
game
the
in,
Ohio River,
I go
there's
to
a
sleep.
look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, it's week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Toronto Mounties and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Under center, it's the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner as you get a look at Baker Mayfield.
I think when you watch him play, because you've heard all the different buzzwords about him being a warrior and what a battler he is. Go back to the Rose Bowl game against Georgia his last year at Oklahoma. They got beat in, double overtime, a thriller. But he played despite the flu and still put up big-time numbers and almost rallied his team to a victory.
Yeah, big-time numbers. Also had a receiving touchdown in that game as well. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. All day. All day. Here we go now.
First carry for James Conner. Wiggles free. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Second down, Mayfield looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Conner. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still.
There we go.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Steve Austin, what's that?
You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack.
Let's start this interestingly.
Strong right. Strong right.
They go play action here on first down.
There we go.
Oh,
That's
he's got a
different.
man wide open, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 39 that time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
All right, let's go.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. A beautiful span and room
quarterback
to
with a block.
run.
Welcome back, Frida.
Good
24
yardage
yards.
as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
4 down. Check.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And just a couple yards there down
Waiting
to
for
the
the offense
17.
line. Getting for
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of
Didn't
points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score. You give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The big nose tackle, Danny Shelton, there to swallow him up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Detroit!
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He may try and run for this.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a
It's a
slide.
gain of 6 as
Oops.
they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
And it's caught.
There we go,
Touchdown.
Jakeem.
As his guys are in for 6. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator?
Touchdown.
Absolutely.
Touchdown. You got 2 son. Get your boy to school.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look.
there
That's
we
what
go.
the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Extra point safely through, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December
Yay,
left.
more football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're...
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
That's rough.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the
Jermaine
field.
Johnson and Ashmore
They
on
tell
the
us the same
IR.
thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Let's go.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was
Watch it now,
right.
Barney,
Got the
Barney.
completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Open man, it's
Damn.
Allen. Allen's first catch. Good for a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns
right,
into
here we go.
a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Now it's Connor. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be
There we
back
go.
at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made
All right,
it
here we
happen,
go.
they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Connor. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now let's go.
Let's go.
Blue 90.
Let's hit that
And now
quarterback.
whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an
Still
anticipation
third
game
down.
for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
That they did.
And that last penalty makes this third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Tight right, tight right.
Hurry up, here we go. 319.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And Tate's got it. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Bengals always give me a hard
He's
time.
such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route
Here we
runner
go
you
now.
are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Gives me more rushers than they are
Get this one
blockers.
down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another
That's
nice
not what
gain
happened.
there. This one goes for 20.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big
Here we
fella
go
runs
now.
routes,
Green 39.
it used to be when we were
Green
kids,
39.
he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. The numbers there for Connor in last week's game. 19 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
I was so glad you asked for a couple of offensive linemen to talk to before the game because they told us that in last week's contest, everything was clicking.
Here we
Didn't
go.
matter whether they were
Blue
doing gap
90.
scheme, zone scheme, power, whatever it was working. And they expect more of the same in this game, although they're prepared for some adjustments by the
Damn, he
defense
caught
they
that?
expect to see.
They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here.
Well, he held on to that.
Tight end right.
I guess is the right question.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Here we go now. Blue
From the
90.
shotgun, it's
Blue
Mayfield.
90.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets
See?
the first down
Making
yardage
Mayfield
before he's brought down
target.
just outside the 10 at the 11. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Cut. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And
There
the
we go,
hit
knock it
charted
out.
loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got
Pushing
it.
out of bounds,
And able to
going down
break
before
one
his
tackle, but then
first
quickly
down.
brought down. But a nice little
Good,
gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his
You're
legs
careful,
and his
don't run that kicker.
elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me,
I was.
It sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say they're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference. I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. It looks way too easy right now. 2 carries, 2 straight first down runs. The eyes are carrying the legs to the proper hole, but they're being created by an offensive line that has the leverage game going for them right now. Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. Gotta love what they're doing on offense right now. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll look to throw. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he's got this down to the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone.
Yeah, it's just gonna burn the safety. Watch.
And was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
He's going to fire one deep, and he gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
There we go.
In for the score. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Wasn't exactly burning, but
he's having a nice little first half for your partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points.
there we go.
Heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman.
The former corner, now middle linebacker.
So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
When we talk about the best corners in the league, we're usually saying shutdown corners. Guys you can't complete passes against. Richard Sherman fits that definition to a T. The best part of his game, no wasted moves. He studies the opponent so well, hard to get a pass on Richard Sherman.
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 36 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll look to throw here. And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
Yeah, I love it.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Bengals getting set to go. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
And while there is no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Early down stuffs to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Mayfield now. And he finds his target. It's sharp. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing, Mayfield looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It'll be a gain of 4, and they're going to face a third down. From the gun, Mayfield. Caught right side, Tate.
Just really hoping they didn't touch him until after they stopped running backwards.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 1st and 10, Mayfield
there we go.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Mayfield. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Bengals on a roll now. It's another first down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Set! 3-19!
Mayfield on first down. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Mayfield with it once more. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive. So
you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays.
You know what? There's not much time left in the half.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get
break
set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there.
And that's caught at the 25.
There we go.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, set! 3-19! 3-19! Gone!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
So
my high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what he just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
He'll drop to throw. Gonna throw deep, and it's caught. Touchdown. In for the score. And his guys are gonna add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late in the half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Set! 3-19!
The drive will start with Browner, and he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
All right, here we go. Blue 90!
So we reach. Well, that came a little abruptly here.
Halftime.
Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. Then we can get to the 3rd quarter now. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
There we go.
It's a big run there by Henry. 51 yards on the ground. Well, hello. I mean, it took him a while to get him a rep, but that's quite an introduction to this game.
And not just hello. How about goodbye to the defense as he went past them? Big-time run on his first carry of the game.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. A 1st down carry for Barkley. Wasn't a ton of space, but a great move. He's able to work it to the 20-yard line. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Tight end right.
The pitch goes to Barkley. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the
Here we
ground.
go. Green.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Tight end. We got 4.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Watch the twist.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley.
I'm going to go for
Gain
it
there on the
because
play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Gun.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The quick slant caught. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half. Just being
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. For Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
And that's just another in a long line of passing touchdowns for him today. To say that he's been on fire would definitely be an understatement.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 20. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot
How
of
many
the time.
plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. A 50-50 ball here, and it's
Howard, there we
intercepted.
go.
Picked up by Xavier Howard, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Check, Patriot.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we go.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he's got this down to the 35. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds.
And this is caught inside the 5. And touchdown.
Called it.
In for the score. And this offense continues to pour it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Now let's go! 3-19!
Again, it's Connor. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
I may think that Saquon Barkley's having a hard game.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Mayfield finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now back out comes the offense. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Saquon Barkley, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
They're really just try.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Never mind.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there to
shock
get it.
right there.
And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football before he knew it. He was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football.
It's caught inside the 25. And they do get him out of bounds finally, but the damage is done. A big hitter on one.
Not quite out of bounds, but
back now
down.
In Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, bad throw.
And
Maybe I
a
didn't.
turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, he just
Their
jumped it
passing game
and
has been spectacular this afternoon.
dove
Finally,
at it.
a win for the defense.
You think maybe
It's a
there's
hell
an
of a catch for a
adjustment there.
receiver.
Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Following the interception, Mayfield got a man right side. It's Sharp. And he showed some fancy footwork on the juke, but then quickly taken down. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the Bengals on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape. And
When
he
your
goes
strong
down.
safety has 4 sacks.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. This is fielded at the 27. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands,
guy you
1st and
want.
10.
Strong safety.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right?
Right.
The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right
No,
now.
check. Patriot.
Again, it's Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
There we go. That's what we've been waiting for.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Last stop. Last stop.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
Leopard. Hurry up. Here we go.
Here's a give to Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Gonna give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball
There you
game
go.
and kept the pressure off of their own
Hey,
offense.
Henry. I
And
see ya.
inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Detroit.
Key to tight end.
Detroit. Hot.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Ooh.
Oh, and it's incomplete.
Damn.
That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers getting together for a little extra time each and every
Ooh,
week.
I tried to spin in.
I get the sense they got together for a lot of
Damn,
extra
Kool-Aid Man
time
got
this
hurt.
week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Gun.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And his
Oh,
pass
Stonehand.
incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock the Albert away and bring up second down.
And it's caught. Touchdown.
Grant gets
As
it
his
again.
guys are in for 6. And this offense is running away with this one. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership now as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. The extra point up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
For those of
Set
you
now to
looking for
kick
an
this
update
one
on the
away, and
Electron
off it goes.
game, Bisons
This
versus
fielded a
Cardinals.
few yards into the end zone. And no run back
I believe
here.
the Cardinals
This will be
won
a
that one.
touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Because
Now, the
Electron
last
actually
go
played,
around,
that's
they
why.
really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And it pops free.
There you
The
go.
collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
There we go, boys.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
On second down, Mayfield again. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Now let's go. Blue line.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Looking left sideline. It's
Adam.
complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week.
Ooh,
trying
nice
to get some
play.
momentum going.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Set. 319. 319.
What
And
up,
again,
Jimmy?
it's Mayfield. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the
There
line.
goes the battle.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless,
Here
of
we
course,
go.
you're playing
Green
defense.
39.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
Yeah.
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read
Pressure applied, and
Ooh,
he's
he
going to be
just
taken
punched
down.
that ball out. Wait, he's about
They
to throw.
sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Dick Tusack with the
This
sack.
offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And Gold is able to put it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Nah,
In
no
the grand
mercy.
scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all
They went
game
for a
long.
field
Like
goal,
my mom used to
and
tell me
now
all the
they're
time before I went out, dress up a little
going
bit,
for an
son.
onside.
Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number.
Damn, I went on bounds.
Coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA
Going for an
Sports
onside kick.
after this.
Being down 40.
So it's
Yeah,
our
that's rough.
visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A handoff to Barkley. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know,
Saquon Barkley
well-conditioned,
having a
and
rough
he
game.
did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Just better than most people. Scams.
Crunch.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And now a fumble.
Oh,
The ball's
shit.
out,
Saquon,
and the
you gotta not
Bengals
do that.
grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Blue 90.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
That's complete to Sharp. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. Fortunately,
Okay,
he's
someone
able
picked it
to
up.
recover his own fumble.
Thank you.
That could have been trouble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was.
And Booth is going to review it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
This challenge was initiated
All right,
by
here
the
we go.
guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up
Let's go.
anywhere. In the
Green,
slot,
39.
out wide, in
Green,
tight.
39.
Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects.
And a big loss here
Sua
as he's
Cravens.
taken down. Sua Cravens.
Cravens,
Able
whatever.
to get in and run him down for what'll
the
be a
Cravens
loss of
for that.
15 yards.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
One last shot from Mayfield here. And he's going to be intercepted a third
Okay.
time.
Stat padding.
Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel
All
great
right.
about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points.
It's time to go
continually
to
feel
bed
like they're moving the
because I gotta be
ball
up at
and things
midnight.
are working and clicking.
And then up
They think
again
that they
at
can
6
follow
a.m.
this
So
and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator,
Getting
you
many
still think you
hours
can do
in
anything
now.
wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So until midnight when we do Hockey Gods. Good night. Peace.